Hello students, I hope you all are well and taking care of yourself. So let us today start with the chapter balancing the equation. Okay, let us start balancing the equation. Here you can see that we have iron reacting with water vapor and the formula of this is Fe2O3 and hydrogen is released out of it. Here you can see there are two atoms of iron, whereas there is only one atom of iron over here, and one atom of oxygen, whereas there are three atoms of oxygen. In order to balance them, what is the first thing that we need to count? The number of atoms of the elements of both sides of the chemical equation. Therefore, looking at the reactant side, these are called the reactant side and these are called the product sides. Now whenever we see there is one atom of iron and two atoms of hydrogen, one atom of this, at the same time we see two atoms of this, two atom hydrogen is okay, but what about oxygen and iron? Therefore, so what we do is, the very first thing is to see that iron is 2. So therefore, in order to balance that, let us give 2 over here. So the iron over the reactant side and the product sides are equal. Now as far as oxygen is 3, so we need to put 3 over here. The moment we put 3 over here, oxygen is balanced, but hydrogen becomes 6. So therefore, when hydrogen becomes 6, what we did is, we put 3 over here so that the hydrogen becomes 6. Now if you can see, all the equation are balanced. Like see, iron 2 atoms, 3 oxygen, here also 3, 6 of hydrogen, 6 of hydrogen. Let us go to the next example. Look at this. Potassium dichromate reacts with hydrochloric acid in order to give potassium chloride, chromium chloride, water vapor, as well as chlorine is there. So the very first thing is to see what are we need to write it, and always try to balance with a pencil and rubber eraser. Reason behind is, if you have written somewhere and you want to erase it, you can erase with your eraser. So let us start with this one. The very first thing what I see is to see that oxygen, that is 7 over here. So when I need to see oxygen 7 over here, I need to balance the oxygen, which is an odd number. Always remember one more thing, that odd number are to be taken care first, because you have to change them into a even number, then all the balancing takes place in this way. So if it is 7 over here, so oxygen is over here, so I made it 7 over here. So what happens when you make 7 over here, at the same time what happens, hydrogen become 14. So I put 14 over here. So once the 14 of hydrogen is there, chlorine become 14. So I need to see what to do with the chlorine. Then I saw there are 2 chromium. So 2 chromium over here. Okay, 2 potassium. So 2 potassium over here. Now chlorine become 2 and 3 2s are 6. 6 plus 2, 8. Now how much of chlorine are required? 14. So therefore I have put 3 over here. 3 2s are 6. So 6, 6, 12 and 2, 14. Now the equation is balanced. Okay, let me explain one more example of a balancing. So look at this. My first idea is to see if the hydrogen is 3 over here, and whereas hydrogen is 2 over here, and nitrogen is 2 over here. So in the right hand side, if it is nitrogen is 2, let me go to the left hand side, and the reactant side, let me write 2 over here. So the nitrogen is balanced. When the nitrogen is balanced, automatically 3 2s is 6, hydrogen becomes 6. So my next step is to put 3 over here so that hydrogen becomes 6. Nitrogen is 2, hydrogen becomes 6. But when hydrogen becomes 6, oxygen becomes 3. So therefore, in the reactant side, I put 3 in over here so that the oxygen become 3. Now in order to take 3 atom for oxygen, now what happened? Lead also become 3. Therefore, I have put 3 over here. So the lead is also balanced. Now my final equation will be like this. Let me see whether everything is balanced or not. So 3 atom of lead, 3 atom of lead, 3 atom of oxygen, yes, 3 atom of oxygen over there, and 2 atom of nitrogen, and the last you can see 2. Hydrogen becomes 6, here 3 to 6. So the equation is balanced now. Thank you and take care.